Hey guys, I am coming on to make a very vulnerable video today. This is me just basically freeing myself from the pain that I've been through the last 6 years, I will say. I wanted to make this video for a very long time now, but just like everything else with this situation, I wanted to protect others over protecting myself. But here's my story. Back in 2019, I introduced you guys to a relationship that I was in where I absolutely and positively did think I met the one. I definitely felt that way. I'm not going to ever take back the feelings that that person made me feel. Were there some red flags? Probably, but I was just too busy, I guess, flourishing in what felt good that I became so obsessed with the beginning of that relationship. I went viral telling my story about us breaking up in 2022. I stopped sharing that because I continued to deal with that man. I didn't want to put out, I'm always very vulnerable in my content, but I'm also very authentic. I never want to put out content that is not true to what I preach or what I say that I'm going through. So at the time, yes, I was done, but eventually we, opened that door again and we were trying to work it out. When I met my ex-boyfriend, we moved very quickly. 3 days of knowing each other, we never left each other's side. That was kind of like my tagline on TikTok. Story time on how I met my boyfriend and da-da-da-da-da-da. And we went viral with that a few times. A very public relationship. Y'all know it was a blended family type of deal. I had some issues with the ex-wife and all of the things. God rest her soul. I'll never go into detail about the things that we went through because she's not here to defend herself. And honestly, if she was alive, I'll let her know that, child, you was right. But anyway, I've been going through some things silently for years. I've been a very sad girl for at least a year now, maybe more than that. But I let this person consume me because I was so obsessed with the beginning, the honeymoon stage. I thought that that person would come back. I missed that person. And then when you continue to hold those ties with a person, it's harder to heal from them than to grow and become a better person. And I'm the type of person too that I feel like people that hurt me should be hurt. So I really I get so upset with the fact that people get to live their lives after doing so much damage to another person. You know what I mean? So I know the question I always got was, what happened? Why did y'all break up? And I was so ashamed to talk about why, because I didn't know if it was the end or not. I didn't want to look stupid. I'm literally shaking talking about it, but I didn't want to look stupid. I didn't want it to end, I guess, if that makes sense. So anyway, I was cheated on. And when I say, honestly, the way that I feel now, if I would have just left when the things were happening, I would be so much further in my journey. But when I say God put everything on my lap, I didn't have to go searching. I've never been the type of woman to go through phones. I literally just happened to be at the right places at the right time. Seriously. So the first incident, one of my homegirls was out bowling and she saw him out with a particular girl. I felt, you know how our intuition is. Like I said, I don't go through phones, but I felt like something was off between us. And there's no excuse to cheat. If you're not interested in a person anymore, leave. You know what I mean? You can't have the best of both worlds. And she told me about it. She was like, hey, I saw him yesterday. I don't know, if this person is with him or what the situation is, but they looked pretty cozy. She's like, it was a group of them, so I'm not sure. So I'm like, asked him about it. Of course, deny. He wasn't out. He blah, blah, blah. So it's so funny. He wasn't out at the bowling alley, but I ended up seeing the damn bowling alley wristband on his arm as he was lying to me. So, all right, cool. I was planning my exit, but we had some things going on that I couldn't really exit the way I wanted to. So a few more months of me having to be there. And Valentine weekend comes. I'm going to go get my lashes done because I'm in a relationship. I want to be cute for my man. I go get my lashes done. And the girl that does my lashes, she's like in one of those buildings that got like a whole bunch of suites or whatever. And it's also a restaurant at the bottom. So I turn the corner. I see his truck. I call my cousin. I'm like, look, I don't want to overreact, but I haven't talked to him. And I think I know his truck is outside this restaurant, but maybe he out with his boys. I don't know. So I'm like, I told my cousin, can you please just come and go in for me? I'm literally shaking. That's crazy. So she went in and she had me on her AirPod and she was like, he in here and he is with a girl. And no shade to the girl. It could be shade to her because she pre-blocked me when I did find out about her. I found her Instagram and I went on her Instagram and she had me already blocked. So she knew about me, clearly told her to block me. She was a married woman at the time. I don't know if they were separated or what the case may be. But I was heartbroken. You know what I mean? I put a lot into my relationship. I really wanted to be a better person for that person. And I remember just going to therapy because I felt like I had little small issues that I wanted to fix for him. And it was just like never him wanting to fix his issues. And he had way bigger ones than I could ever even talk about. So I found out. I immediately started looking for places. I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this. I moved out for like 2 weeks and went to my mom's house. But eventually I went back home because it's my house. I got to figure this out while I'm here. You know what I mean? So that was February. In July, I was finally able to get approved for a place. The very day, I'm talking about the very day that I got told that I was approved for my apartment, I didn't tell him. Like, I moved in silence. I literally didn't say I was looking at places or none of that. He was acting real strange. He was like, he got to go to the beauty supply to get some things, and he wanted to go grab some food. But he was like kind of being overly nice to me, but not nice at the same time, if that makes sense. And it was just so strange how he was acting. And when I was calling him, he was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go get the kids. And like, he just like made up a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, something is not right. What is he doing? Because this is just not him. We were very close. Everything we did was together. If you was going to go get the kids, I would have went with you. So I knew something was up. So I'm like, you know what? I can't stress about it. I'm going to get my totes. I got approved for my apartment. It is what it is. If this what he want to be on, be at it. I turn the corner. I'm headed to Home Depot. I look over to my right. Why is this man at the gas station with this same woman? So I pull in the gas station. I blow the horn. He literally hops out of her car, jumps in his car, and pulls off. So he lied insanely about why he was at the gas station with her. Like, the most insane lie I probably could have ever. And it just takes me back to a place of like not understanding that this man really was just like a insane liar. I remember like literally when we first got together and we active, and he was lying about his vasectomy, and he lied about still being at home with his ex-wife. It was just so many red flags that I ignored. But for me, it was like so many things that looked good on paper that made me stay. I don't know. Stupid. I don't know. I can't even explain why I stayed. But anyway, back to the cheating. Finally, you approved for my apartment. I moved out. And I was starting what I thought would be my healing journey, like in a new space. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to break free from this person. But they consumed me. And I'll be honest and say that now. Like, manipulation, all of it was very consumed. And it was like he didn't want me, but he also didn't want nobody else to have me. So like any ounce of me moving on, he made it like a very big deal of it. But you don't want me. Like, you don't want me. So why keep me? Try to keep me. And then you got me thinking, and the way that he would crash out and cry and do all of the things, like, it made me feel guilty. And it's so sad. And so the last breaking point was he had went to someone's home that I was dealing with. And I was like, okay, I can't do this no more. I was like, I'm straight. I'm not doing it. This was last year in 2024. And a day later, his ex-wife passed away. And because I was there for the kids, I really could have sent my condolences and kept it moving, but my heart just not like that. And immediately after he disrespected the person that I was talking to, even though me and the person wasn't even like that, he really put a strain on like my whole confidence. And like, I was scared to talk to other people because I just didn't know what he was capable of. And she passed away, and I went back over, and we kind of started working on it again. And I just gave somebody so much of me. Like, I was so supportive in everything that person did, that I lost myself in the process. And that's just like the point of me making this video. I hit rock bottom over a man. I thought that this person loved me, so I gave them so much of my real love. And I remember just it's just been so many things about my weight. And then like he would deal with other girls after me that were much bigger than me. And it's like, you literally tear me down, but clearly like this is your thing. Like, you like big girls, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, belittling me when you would date somebody that's even bigger than me. Anyway, I feel as if I lost myself completely. So last year, me talking to the new guy, that was like my breath of fresh air. Like I literally have felt so torn down by a person that I didn't even feel capable or worthy of love again. And just an ounce of like somebody else liking me made me feel good. And he took that away from me too. So I'm saying all of this to say that even I thought it wasn't possible to get this low, and I'm there. You know what I mean? And they get to live their lives. And honestly, like I understand now, like the ex-wife, that's why she felt the way she felt. Like you going and living your life like you didn't tear somebody else's shit up and down and leaving them fighting for their life, trying to rebuild themselves, trying to get themselves together. And I can be accountable for, staying, but I was in love. I thought that this person loved me. I thought that because he did all of the things that he did for me, that he was really the one, but it's really insane to even think about. But this is me freeing myself from that pain, freeing myself from thinking that I'm not worthy because he told me all the time, nobody's going to want you. Nobody's going to da, da, da. The thing that men do to tear you down so that they can keep you down and keep living their lives afterwards. I'm freeing myself. That's all I can keep saying. I've been held by this for way too long. It's been 6 years. Nobody deserves what he put me through, what he put other women through. This is just my story. And I got the right to be upset that I let a person play in my fucking face for so long. I'm upset. I'm hurt. I've been hurting. I've been struggling with moving on. And they just get to put a new mask on and be a new person for somebody else. So I'm actually out here doing the real work to heal so that I come whole for my next partner. Yeah, I guess I'll say come on this journey with me of finally healing because in 2022, I was nowhere near the end of what I was going through. It continued on for 3 more years, all the way up until April of this year. It's just like the lies still were coming in, even as less than a few weeks ago, like just still lying, And I have to believe me this time. Believe that I can be better. Believe that I can move on gracefully. Believe that I don't got to be hurt and be angry all the time because somebody did me so dirty. But that's my story. It came from the heart. I had a whole script in my phone about what I was going to say. I don't even know if everything just made sense, but I needed to get it out. I'm moving on. I'm getting myself together. I'm healing. I'm releasing the anger. I'm releasing the hurt, the pain, the deceit, the betrayal, and I'm gonna put it in God's hands. Thank you for coming to my little spiel about what I've been going through silently for all these years. Yeah. Bye, guys. See you later.